Greetings everyone. This video is yet another small part of a longer video I'm currently working on, and also a trailer of sorts for it. Link to the complete version will be placed in this video's description once it's finally finished and released. Uncle Yupa and the Secret of the Rin City's Tower. Treading through the Ashen Desert, we stumble upon a member of the Pygmy royalty, as he crawls towards Filianor, seeking protection, only to die ere finding out that Princess has already perished. He is crippled, his body is all broken, we can see his throat cut open, as Gael slashed it seeking the blood of the Dark Soul. Only, the secret had been kept hidden for too long, and it turned out that Gael went to the very end of the world and even further, only to find that the blood of the pygmies has long ago dried, and is no longer fit to be used as a pigment for his lady's painting. And so, completely realizing that he was not the champion, and that the Dark Soul would ruin him, Gael still consumes the Dark Soul, to turn his very own blood into the pigment he sought for his lady. And I believe that we should note that it's not only an act of utmost selfless sacrifice, but also is a token of the enormous trust Gael puts into us. As consuming the Dark Soul, beyond the hope of any safe return, he still believes that even when he will be turned into something else, his duty will be fulfilled, his task will be finished by us. Gael trusts that despite whatever he may turn into, we shall be strong enough to face him and wrestle the fresh blood of the Dark Soul from him, and bring it to his lady in his stead. And not betraying his trust, we defeat him. And finally bring the pigment to the painter. With this dark pigment she will assuredly finish the painting of dark, cold and very gentle place, and name it after us. But the touching story manages to deal us yet another blow, with these lines.
I wonder when Uncle Gael intends his return. I hope the new painting will be to him a gentle home.
As unaware painter wonders about Uncle Gael's return, while painting a gentle place that should become a place he would be able to call his own, with his very blood. And so, I believe, ends the tale of Uncle Gael, the slave knight. But, what I'd like to note about it, though, the following is not even about wild baseless speculations, but rather mere impressions, is that how we again face this topic of self-sacrifice, which makes Gael's story somehow similar to fire linking, although these are basically two very different, possibly even like opposite, things. Possibly Gael's decision may even somehow be somewhat compared to Gwyn's linking of the fire, as both end up, apparently, not really controlling themselves anymore. And basically we may once again recall this peculiar similarity between Gwyn and Gael in appearance, and possibly even names, as we discussed in an old video. Gael may actually be a shortened form of Gwylael. So, who knows, maybe certain parallel, or possibly contrast, was intended. For example, as during the fight we can see these lightnings striking, only they are very different from those of Gwyn, darker, more real. Though, of course this part of the video is no longer about lore, but about impressions, so it was just some impression about thing I liked. And speaking of such things, let's say a few words about Gael's appearance as we see him in the boss fight. Basically, I believe that the intro scene quite intentionally makes us recall Artorias the Abyss Walker. However, it's somehow hard to tell where Gael's fight is somewhat a reference to Artorias, and where straightly to Guts of Berserk manga himself, since Guts was also an inspiration for Artorias. And, basically with repeating crossbow and blinded eye. Some Guts-like things can surely be seen in Gael. However, regarding, let's call it story design parallels, I'd like to note one peculiar thing. Basically, in game's hidden content we may find that Gael and other characters have nicknames of sorts left by developers, probably like placeholders until the official names were picked. And Gael's nickname is Yupa, which, I believe, is a reference to Yupamerolda of Hayao Miyazaki's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Sorry for text-to-speech pronunciation. Basically, Yupamerolda is a traveling master swordsman and also a teacher of Nausicaa, the young princess of the valley, which already is a little reminiscent of Gael's relation to the painter. In addition to that, I guess we should note that Yupa traveled world in search of the secret of the Sea of Corruption, which may be possibly also compared to Gael's search for ash and pigment for his lady to paint a new world. So, I guess that possibly the devs did note, or even intentionally make in the first place, a certain parallel in relationships between Gael and the painter, and Yupa and Nausicaa. And I guess it's rather interesting, since it may actually shed some light on the nature of relationship between Gael and Painter otherwise not told in game. And, as for more behind-the-scene things, I guess many have wondered, what is the purpose of this tower we've been shown on promo images? As, although it is in the game, we can't actually get to it. And we can even see it in the Ashen Desert as a ruin, yet we can't get to it there either. Well, the answer regarding the purpose of this tower will be not lore-wise, but still. So, basically, there are actually two Gaels during the boss fight. One is Gael of the first stage, and other is of the second stage. While the first one appears only when the boss fight has started, the second one is actually present on the map all along, even when we fight the first stage. And, as you probably already guessed, this second Gael is being hidden inside of the ruin of the mysterious tower. Actually, I guess we may even see the afterglow of the humanity smoke, fire that comes out from him as he travels from that tower at the beginning of the second stage. And I actually find this purpose of the mysterious tower rather funny and cool. Well, I apologize that it's just another snippet of the video I'm still working on. But as unfortunately I don't really have much of free time, I guess it might be better if I publish at least such short videos for now, while I'm still working on a complete video. I hope that this weird stuff wasn't boring to you, and maybe you'd like to watch some of my older lore, etymology or cosplay videos. If you haven't seen them yet. Also, you can check out the video description for a link to the etymology videos table of contents, if you're interested in this topic, as it's meant to make it easy to find the discussion of the necessary names.